So what's happening guys, Chris here, and in today's video I'll be giving you an in-depth guide to the cold-blooded assassin Widowmaker in Overwatch, going over all of those abilities and how to use them to their advantage. Widowmaker is a defensive character with 200 HP, and she's best used at further distances out of harm's way. Being able to wield a long-range high-powered sniper rifle allows her to kill efficiently from high vantage points and defend objectives from oncoming enemy attackers. Though down to accuracy playing a huge role in Widowmaker's effectiveness, she's been given the difficulty of 2 stars, as you'll have to be on target for any of your shots to matter. Anyway, as a bit of background info, Widowmaker wasn't always a dangerous assassin, as she lived a fairly normal life in the past. She was married to an Overwatch agent, though he became the enemy to the Talon terrorist organisation. Talon kidnapped his wife, who was subjected to intense neural reconditioning, breaking her will, changing her personality, and essentially reprogramming her to be a living, breathing weapon for Talon in the form of Widowmaker. After killing her husband in her sleep, Widowmaker returned to Talon to undergo extensive training in covert ops, and was formed into a deadly assassin. After being scientifically altered, Widowmaker's heart rate was slowed down, numbing her ability to feel human emotions such as compassion or remorse, and this altered the coloration of her skin, turning it a bluish purple colour. Widowmaker remains to be Talon's most dangerous assassin and feels no sympathy towards her victims. So taking a look at those weapons and abilities, as for your primary, you'll be gunning down people with a sniper SMG hybrid called the Widow's Kiss. When scoped in, the gun will transform into a sniper rifle and gain the power to take out distant targets easily. The rifle will use free ammo per sniper shot and can hold 30 bullets per clip, meaning you'll be able to fire 10 sniper shots before reloading. The amount of damage you'll be able to inflict varies depending on a charge up system, as the gun will charge after every shot, starting at 0% and reaching 100% after 1.5 seconds. Damage rapidly increases as the gun reaches its maximum charge, and can deal 120 damage at full power. Though you'll deal a lot less if you'd fire early on, and the lowest amount of damage that you can inflict is just 12 with no charge at all. Headshots with the sniper rifle have a 2.5 times multiplier, which is more than the standard 2 times multiplier, and can be extremely deadly, and most of the time lethal, dishing out up to 300 damage with a fully charged shot. This is going to put most players down instantly, taking them out of the battle for a short while. It's best using the sniper mode as your primary means for taking people out, as it deals the most damage and can kill very effectively, going for headshots whenever you can, as the critical hit damage will kill most players in one shot. Before you fire, it's best waiting for the rifle to charge up a bit, at least past 50% for each shot, as firing in the lower state of charge is only going to let you deal a very small amount of damage, compared to waiting a fraction of a second longer to deal much higher damage on a higher charge level. Your movement speed is slowed right down when in sniper mode, and this lets you adjust your aim better and strafe around more gently to align your shots and hit those targets more easily. Though one thing to keep in mind is that every time you fire a sniper bullet, the shot will leave a visible trace, and this can be seen by enemies, revealing your position. Sometimes it's best to keep changing places, moving around the map to reach new vantage points over time, as you'll become a predictable target, especially with those shots showing everyone your exact whereabouts. The alternate firing mode of Widow's Kiss is that fully automatic SMG, that's better suited for close to medium range encounters, and for finishing off weakened enemies quickly and easily. The SMG is activated naturally when fired from the hip, and dishes out 13 damage per bullet, firing 10 rounds a second. The SMG isn't affected by a range drop-off, but because of its frantic recoil and inaccurate spray, it's much better used in CQC, as more of those bullets are going to make contact, and it's a much more reliable option than trying to snipe someone nearby. Sometimes it's better to knock out a big chunk of health from an opponent in sniper mode, and then finishing them off with the SMG, if they're not too far away that is, as the spray of the bullets from the SMG are much easier to land than another sniper shot, and are usually going to be better for killing quickly, providing your target isn't in the distance. To reach those vantage points and to gain some height above the battleground, you can use Widowmaker's Grappling Hook. It can be fired over a maximum distance of 20 meters and connect to a surface to propel you forwards, slightly above the point where the hook has landed. This allows you to grapple up to those high ledges and get to places that are off limits to other players. It's a perfect tool to reach otherwise inaccessible areas and ensure that you're not going to be flanked by someone quite as easily. With Widowmaker being a defensive hero who's best overlooking the battlefield from afar, the Grappling Hook lets you get to those optimal locations easy, reaching the tops of walls and catwalks where the enemy isn't going to expect anyone to be. It can also be a good escape tool to fire at a wall in the distance to propel away from an attacker who's causing you a lot of trouble. Gaining some distance from these said enemies could save your life, as Widowmaker isn't exactly very strong in CQC, and is mainly designed for long range combat, with that SMG only being used as a supplement to the sniper. Another trick that Widowmaker has up her sleeve is the ability to lob Venom Mines. These attach to solid surfaces and release harmful toxic gases whenever triggered by nearby hostile movement. The mine has a 3 meter splash radius and deals 15 damage per second for a total of 5 seconds after detonation. It's a surprisingly deadly ability, and is good for attaching to walls and stairways leading to your position. If an opponent walks by the mine, they'll be damaged by it over time, softening them up and making it a bit easier for you to finish them off with that SMG. The gas emitted by the mine can affect multiple enemies too, so when fired at an objective that's being taken over, you'll be able to inflict pain on more than one player at once, making it easier to kill them with the Widow's Kiss. The Venom Mine can be destroyed by other players though, so it's usually best hiding it around corners out of clear line of sight. But other than being there to deal damage, it's also a good tool to alert yourself of hostile presence too. You'll be warned by an indicator on your HUD when the mine has been triggered, and this warns you of nearby enemy attackers, allowing you to prepare for attack or escape before it's too late. In combination with that SMG, the Venom Mines can be quite often enough to kill weaker heroes up close, without too much hassle. And although Widowmaker isn't designed for close range firefights, she can quite often do fine if you're accurate and use those Venom Mines in a smart way. Now last but not least, Widowmaker's ultimate ability is Infrasound, and this basically lets you and your entire team see enemy players' heat signatures through walls. Instead of being a big damage dealing attack, the Infrasound is much more tactical and gives you and your team a strategic advantage, letting you spot players hiding behind cover and prepare to shoot them as they run around corners. The ability lasts 15.5 seconds and displays a huge amount of information to everyone on your team. You'll be able to easily spot other players trying to flank you, your team will be able to set up ambushes, and you'll be able to predict a target's movement behind a wall and kill them as soon as they make themselves visible. Also making it easier to find and kill other long range heroes, such as other Widowmaker opponents on the opposite team, and players using Hanzo's bow. So overall, Widowmaker is capable of destroying teams and can push back enemies trying to take objectives, dealing high amounts of damage at range, though you will need to be accurate to do well. You'll be quite vulnerable when sniping in an open space on your own, and so it's best to switch positions every now and then to avoid being an obvious target. Generally you'll need to stay in the distance to be most effective, and because of this, Widowmaker's best used on maps that have a lot of open sightlines, long narrow corridors, and areas with very little cover on the ground. Providing you can play to her advantages, keeping your distance and remaining accurate, you'll be able to deal a lot of damage and push the enemy team back, allowing your team to achieve victory. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you this time folks. If you liked the guide or found it useful, give me a thumbs up and that'll be much appreciated. And if you want to see more hero guides for Overwatch, along with loads of other videos, come and check out my channel and subscribe if you like what you see. Take it easy guys, and I'll see you in the next one.